Good morning, everybody. Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist, New South Wales, Australia, and I want to speak this morning to you briefly about Jehovah Witness-ism, and I say Witness-ism because it's a cult, and the word no. Now, before I start, I just want to pan around. There's some tremendous cloud formation here this morning, and I would ask you to listen to the beautiful birds singing in the background as the day begins. The word no is something that religion tries to take from you very swiftly. And I say that in the sense of it will not allow you to have your personal decision making used constructively. G'day, Don. I hope you're well. Thank you for staying with me during this these morning sessions. I hope they're intriguing for you. But the word no is something that religious organizations want you to lose in your vocabulary. The word no is something that can protect us and keep us sound from losing our way in these organizations, particularly in the case of the Jehovah's Witnesses. When I ran into the Jehovah's Witnesses again, about 3 years ago, 6 p.m. here in Canada. Love Canada. You live over near Stuart, the ex-Jeh9vah Don. He's in Vancouver, I think. Stuart, the ex-Jeh9vah. I don't know if you've watched his channel, but we helped try to support Stuart through his court case against the Jehovah's Witnesses, where they wrongly accused him of all sorts of things in his activism, and he got off, and he's restarted now, and gee, they're a nuisance, the Jehovah's Witnesses, aren't they? But the word no is something that we need to have and something that we need to use, because it gives us a strength in the form of boundaries. Yeah, he's called the ex-Jeh9vah. Ex-Jeh9vah. He's quite an interesting man. Some of his videos are brilliant viewing, but he's just come. He's going well, and I hope you are too, John. Ex-Jeh9vah. XDUB. Now, no is a word that we need to have to protect ourselves from things that we need not find ourselves getting into. Now, I just said when I ran back into the Jehovah's Witnesses after many years, when I was an evangelist, I used to confront them all the time. And at one stage there, I got so deep into their group on the Central Coast, New South Wales, I couldn't believe it. Made me sad in the end. I had to walk away. They were so deceived. They were so theologically abused and deceived and thought it was right. I ended up just forfeiting. I couldn't go any further. The people were just brain dead when it came to the Jehovah's Witnesses. And what made me sad was they really were nice, caring people, but just theologically brain dead and theologically abused to the extent of the fact of they had nothing to recover themselves with. So then I started to notice the Jehovah's Witnesses down on the foreshore in Gosford, New South Wales, Australia, where I live, and got into a couple of conversations and just went back to the internet to quickly check. It took me 3 minutes to find out that the whole thing's a deception. And this is where I find it very difficult to understand how they are so easily deceived and want to stay in the deception. Now, what I've learned to understand is as soon as they start saying no to the things that are wrong, to the things they know to be lies and mistruths, they get excommunicated or disfellowshipped or apostatized. And the consequence of that is, and it comes with terrible fear for them, is their family. And I always come back to shunning with the Jehovah's Witnesses. Their family will shun them. And it's a horrible, horrible form of religious punishment. Now, the word no is something that we need to value and use correctly. The reason for this is when you read a lot of the Bible, for instance, I'll mention Abraham offering Isaac and a lot of other things. What the teachings of a lot of these places do is take away your ability to say no, because no, in many senses, is going to weaken your faith towards what the organisation may or may not want. See, when you protect yourself, when you keep boundaries, rather than just flying blind, like blind leaders of the blind, which are what the Jehovah's Witnesses are, they're just blind leaders of the blind, you give yourself the power then to be able to say, hang on, that's far enough. That's as far as I'm going to allow you to come into my life. What you've got to remember is religion's only a guest. I just want to say that again. Religion, Jehovah's Witnesses and Christianity is only a guest in your life. But we're given this portrayal of, and this idea that it's something that if we don't have it, we're going to be destroyed in Armageddon, or there's going to be some form of retribution take place if we don't sell ourselves out, be it whatever environment we're in. So no is a very important word. My wife said yesterday, and this is low tide here, and the tide moves very quick. She said, do you want to go for a stand-up paddleboard out there? It looks lovely. I said, no. Oh, she got a bit of a surprise. But see, no is a very important word. Not used in a stubborn way, but used in a constructive way. And I think if we heard more no's in the religious realm, we'd be much more better off. There's a lady that has a channel called War on the Watchtower. I just want to say that again. I think her name's Pam. Forgive me if it's not. It's called War on the Watchtower. Now, this lady's got her senses back after leaving the Watchtower, and it's given her the ability now and the strength to be able to confront these people at the carts and not be pushed down. The Jehovah's Witnesses have a tremendous ability to try and make you feel a conscience about confronting them. They're very uncomfortable on the streets, and their theology is just evil. It's so abusive. So this is more of a short video, but I want to encourage you to be able to maintain your ability to know when to say no and when to say yes, yes and no. Because what it will do is numb your ability out to know when to say no and know when to say yes, and you just become like a, how could I describe it, like a piece of seaweed, as it were, floating to and fro with the tide and then ending up washed up on the shore and decompositioning on the sand. Religion has left too many people washed up on the shore. Now, I'm sure that's not its intention, but we're not designed, I come back to designed again, we're not designed to be closed in. We're designed to be let run free, like a dog of a morning. We're not dogs, but like a dog of a morning that gets up and it's all happy chappy and it wants to get out and run around. That's what we're designed for. We're not designed to be closed in. We're not designed to just sit there and listen to the same stuff year in, year out. We're not designed for that. So just, again, get out and live. Today, you know, I don't know what will happen today here, but I'm not just going to sit in the hotel room or the resort's room. We're going to get out and walk around and whatever else and make the most of it. Don't let religion rob you of the life that you should be living now. The poor old Jeh9vah's where I live, they stand there for hours accomplishing nothing. Nobody wants to talk to them. They don't want to talk to anyone themselves. They don't believe it. If you really get down to the bottom of it, the Jehovah's Witnesses know something's wrong. They just don't know how to say, no, that's enough. I don't want to do this anymore. We'll check him out. Good advice. I hope so. So no is a word that you're allowed to use. Don't let religion come so far into your life that you lose your maturity and individuality. Use your independence and value it. Not saying don't be part of a team, whatever it might be, work or sport or whatever, that's good. But don't allow religion to overrun your life, because everything for time and eternity has been settled between ourselves and God through the finished work of the Lord Jesus Christ. Never, ever to have to be worried about again. So this is Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist, Indonesia, Sanur, Indonesia. Thank you for joining me. Please don't let your faithfulness and loyalty blind you from the life that you should be living now. Bye for now.